first key speaker is Mrs. Aradhana Rana. She is director of the Icon Public School, Ahmednagar, Gujarat. She is also the founder principal of the Icon Public School. She is gold medalist and a postgraduate in nutrition with a bachelor's degree in education. She is having 40 years of teaching and administrative experience. She started the Icon Public School at Ahmednagar, and it is the CBSE School of Repute. Besides being the founder principal, she is the director of the school. She is a trainer for soft skills and personality development. She is also a parenting coach and a member of Wiki. She is the recipient of many awards and honors in the field of education, including the Sanjeevani Seed of Knowledge Award, Leading Educationist of the Year Award, and Mother Teresa Foundation Award for contribution to education and social welfare. She is published author of several books on communication skills and spoken English. She is also a resource person for CBSE and president of Sahodya Complex. She is a motivational speaker and a life skills coach. She is also an ardent traveler and a travel blogger. Her interests and talents are multifold and her personality multidimensional. But above all, she is an educator with a mission to bring in innovation in education, to make it effective and realistic, and believes in a system that will keep up with progressive thought and lead the new generation towards developing life skills. She believes in the maxim life is not counted in the years you spend on this earth, but in the number of lives you touch in a lifetime. And above all, she is the alumna of Birla Balika Vidyapeeth, where I am a CBSE coordinator. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. I would like to welcome our first keynote speaker, Mrs. Aradhana Rana, ma'am. Ma'am, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rana. Pleasure talking to you on this forum. And since we've got together here after yesterday's very exciting news of class 12 being cancelled, so, my take on it would be first to take the positives. Most of all, what is important is the life of a person and health of a person. So I think as a decision, it's been a great decision. We were all apprehensive. Instead of, keeping the children hanging for a longer period, I'm glad the government has taken this decision finally of cancelling the exam and not keeping them on tenterhooks. Life is not ideal. Whatever situation we are faced with, it's not anybody's making. It's a natural disaster. So when things like this happen, whether it is war, pandemic, or any natural disaster, we don't think of these things become very small. Exams and, what will happen to kids for 1 year, 2 years. It is a lifetime we are thinking about. So first of all, let's not, get into this panic mode that what will happen. These are kids, they will get resilient. They have, they've gone through this thing. They've braved it out. They are alive and they're healthy. So that is the best thing. This 1 or 2 years in a life is very minuscule. Also, there are major lessons to learn, during this time and because of this time, which I think no education can teach. We've gone through so many years since we've not gone through this kind of a thing. I mean, I saw the 1971 war and it taught me a lot. It taught me about the fragility of life. So these kids have learned so much that no education or exams could have compensated for it. So I take it that whatever they are going through is something that cannot be avoided. If it cannot be avoided, let's see how we can make the best use of it. Now, some of the kids are very happy that exams nahi hue, so chutti hui. Some of the kids are saying that, we had studied so much and, it's such a waste. So I urge all the principals and educators to get it into the kids that no education is a waste. So what? Exams nahi hue to. Now the problem is how, what to do about assessment so that they can get further in life. Now as it is, class 12 is a very threshold year. They have to get into colleges. Half the children do not study for class 12 boards. They are so busy preparing for the competitive examinations. So as it is, it's not really a big great thing that exams are not happening. It's okay. They were studying for the competitive exams. Hopefully they will happen. And even if they don't, they are prepared for it. They have studied for it. So what? I mean, they will get into it with other screening procedures. Also, I think it's a wonderful thing that's happened is that the NEP has come at a right time. Now, what does NEP say? NEP says that all the learning has to be life skill based. So what does one exam matter? So what if exam has not happened? It is teaching us a lot to change our whole education system so that if a situation like this arises anytime, we can be assessed for our life skills. If we have not done projects, if we have not done any life skills, if we have not, had the children prepare their portfolios for anything else, we will face a problem. But this is a lesson to be learned that henceforth, we have to take each day seriously. Now, when they say we will probably judge them by class 10, so educators say, no, not class 10. Why not? It's a board exam similar to what they faced. Maybe it was easier. When they say we will judge them to class 11, all educators say, no, not class 11 because they are not serious. But why weren't they serious? Class 11 is education also. Isn't it our fault that they were not serious? Now class 12 has come. So another thing is, why can't the government trust the schools, the educators? Why is there so much lack of integrity? They want a countrywide examination where everything can be monitored, which is true. I agree. If they leave it to the schools, everybody will, get 100% because schools will be in that race to, give maximum marks. So, practically if you see, we have seen the faults in the education system. So with this, we must learn lessons and go ahead. Now, this particular year, since we cannot do anything this particular year, my suggestion would be that at least 40% marks could be given as per the 10th board examination because it was a similar examination. It was done by the board. It was whatever they expected, the board to do. It was monitored. So 40% if we take out of the 10th board, we are giving some weightage to what the, academic, thing the child had. The academic capability of the child was judged at class 10. So we could give 40% of that. Now 30% was practical. Frankly, we had finished all our practicals. The marks had gone to the board, so it's very good. But some schools had not finished their practicals. So they could probably now hold, school practicals. In any case, the practicals were done by schools. So they could do it any time, or whatever practicals they have done, they could judge them on that and send those marks. So that makes 70%. Now that leaves us with 30%. Now 30% weightage can be given to an average of 3 or 4 in-house tests that were held. I'm sure all schools had pre-boards. We were all open in March when we had the pre-boards. We had the pre-boards. All schools should have had the pre-boards. Then in between, they should have had some Google sheet papers. They should have had some class tests. So, some weightage to the pre-board papers, some weightage on an average of 3 to 4 class tests. Now, if you combine that and get 30% out of it, it makes a fair assessment. What more was the board doing? After all, beyond that, what more was the board doing? It was giving these kind of marks only. I mean, if you see board results, I had children who were getting 100% in English, 100% in Hindi. I can't even dream of it. I, as a principal, as a teacher, would not give the same child 100%. So what were they doing? They were also giving marks. We are also giving marks. Now, after this result sheet is made and they get their results, on paper. Now, after this, when they go into colleges, it depends on the colleges, how they want to screen them. Now, there are different levels of colleges. Now, colleges, I think, should be more discerning. It is not just the academic thing that, they judge children on. After all universities abroad, they have to make portfolios of an overall holistic development of the child. This is what we are teaching in NEP. Holistic development of the child. So let them present what else they know. So whether it's sports, whatever they've excelled at, they can, make portfolios. They can probably encourage them to write papers, encourage them to do some research and show that. So with all this, they can now, get into colleges with these kind of criteria. So it's not really a panic situation. Education is really not exams. And this is just one part of it. I don't think as educators we should be, that panic stricken about it. We'll do something. I hope the CBSE is listening, that, we'll make it look good. Thank you.
Thank you, Pushpendra. Thank you, Aradhana ma'am. And ma'am has very well put up that there is data with CBSE, already with CBSE of class 10th. There is some data available with the schools of class 11th, and there is some data available for some of the examinations, internal examinations conducted by the schools individually. In class 12th also, maybe pre-board, maybe some kind of periodicals, maybe something of that sort. And I totally agree with you that we got a latitude of almost around 2 months or 3 months where children were coming to the schools, and we had plenty of time to assess them, and such kind of assessment is available with us. So these all things included together, put up very objectively in some kind of formula, can work out, and the results of class 12 can be prepared. Question is, now the worry is this, that as you have already anticipated and put up very well, that the students were not sincere in class 11, right? That kind of things, they are going to crop up. These are all challenges, but somewhere if CBSE has to work on formulating some kind of procedure for processing the result, I 100% agree with Anuradha ma'am that it will be some data pulled up from class 10, some data from class 11, and some of the data from class 12th for whatever has been conducted in the schools.
No, 1 second. I mean, there is just
Yes,
1
ma'am.
second.
Yes.
Instead of taking a reference here from another batch, I'm talking of taking the own student's reference. The student who's got class 10 marks, 30% of that is taken, not a reference here. Why should we compare, this batch with another batch? So I was talking of that. So sorry to interrupt, but a little bit I wanted to say. Thank you.
Yes,
So they could not do it. There are
No, there are many schools which have not conducted practicals, and our school fortunately has had finished. But we are not the hallmark for everything. There are lots of schools, but these are exceptional circumstances. So we cannot put what we were doing in order. So what if they've not conducted exam? They must have had practicals during school. Let it be an internal assessment of practicals. If you really ask me, I was an observer for practicals. Even in the practicals, what were they doing? It was one of those things where, in exceptional circumstances, children, whatever they were doing, the marks given were disproportionate to what they were doing, because everybody was very compassionate towards them, because poor things, they have not had the whole opportunity of doing as much practical as they would have. So with that, the marks given were pretty generous. So if that is the case, why don't we do it internally? We have been taking practicals when the school did open. And if you have not, you at least know what they are capable of. This year, we have to depend on the school judgment and teacher judgment.
Yeah,
there is no
the book
option.
also has to rely, yes.
We have to trust. And if you
Yes,
don't trust,
both has to
then if people have to cheat, they will cheat you in any case. Do you think that people did not cheat for the 10th, for the criteria they put for the 10th? They still cheated. If you wanted to cheat, you cheated. But how fair is it that you compare one child in 2021 to some other child who did his exams in 2020? You have to compare the same child with
That's
the same
the
child.
compare.
So that is why I'm not saying it's an ideal thing. You should do it every year. But for this year, when you compare the 10th results, now if I am the student, my capability in 2 years has not increased or decreased tremendously. If I got 80% in class 10, I'm likely to get between 75 and 85 in class 12. So it's better if I'm judged with my class 10 results and some with the internal, with the class, because the class teacher knows best. And if there are schools cheating, they will cheat. Let's not have this whole thing of who will cheat and who will not.
Exactly, ma'am.
We are teachers, if you are entrusting 100 students in one teacher's care, his life depends on what I teach him. If I'm not teaching him integrity, then I'm not worth becoming a teacher. Why have you kept me? So, if you have kept me as a teacher, trust me. And then सबका अपना अपना ईमान.
Marks
Right.
about
This is something for which CBSE has taken such a historical decision of annualling the entire examination of class 12 board, that health first.
yes.
Right. If entire examination is cancelled in that case, what do you mean by practical?
Participants here, Mrs. Deepika Nagarwala, she's given a good suggestion that, in this case, Viva can be held, online and virtually. And once you have the Viva virtually, baki practical, you've seen the child. And after all, the child is not new to you.
The Viva virtually, that is also good.
Yeah,
suggestion.
that can be done.
Yes, ma'am, it is a good suggestion.